Welcome to the Wizard of Radical Self-Respect. My name is Jared Mello. Today we're going to go over 4 ways a narcissist will apologize. And I already know what you're thinking. Narcissists never apologize. And I agree, apologies from a narcissist are extremely rare, and genuine apologies, which would include changed behavior, are even more rare. But in the rare cases that they do say they're sorry, this is probably how they will do it. And the first one would be, I'm sorry you feel that way. In this case, you have brought something to their attention saying, hey, when you did this, it made me feel like this. And the narcissist says, sorry you feel that way. And this is just a way to deflect, to not take any ownership or accountability for their actions in the scenario. And they are basically saying, how you feel is your problem. And I don't care. I want to keep on acting however it is that I want to act. And in a healthy relationship where two people care about one another, they will care about how their actions impact and influence the other person. If they don't care, that is speaking pretty loudly about what that person really thinks about you. And it sounds like they don't really care too much about you in that case. And when they say sorry, that's how you feel, they are not telling you, wow, I really am mindful of how you feel and I really care so much about you. They are saying, I'm just going to keep on doing what I'm going to do. I'm not going to take ownership or accountability, and anything you want from me more than that, that's tough. The second way is to say, sorry, that wasn't my intention. This is the second way a narcissist will apologize. And it's similar to the first way in that it doesn't take any accountability or ownership for what they did wrong. And they act like since it wasn't their intention to do something disrespectful or hurtful, it absolves them from any accountability or responsibility instead of having to work on that behavior or change it in any way. And what people get caught up on this apology is it can be used as a good apology too in some cases. For example, if you did something that wasn't disrespectful or you don't think it was wrong in any way, but it just so happened to be someone's pet peeve, and most people would agree, yeah, that wasn't a disrespectful thing to do, it's just this other person's preference, you could say, hey, that wasn't my intention to disrespect you or hurt your feelings. But the big difference will be if the person is a narcissist, they're not going to change their behavior. They're going to keep on doing whatever it is they want to do. But if someone is in a healthy and mature place, what they'll do is be mindful of that pet peeve of yours. They're going to be mindful of what their behaviors were that made you feel that way. And they're going to try to improve that in the future. And there's other versions of this where they'll say, sorry, that wasn't my intention, and they absolutely did something wrong, and it's just a way to deflect and not take any ownership or accountability for what they did, so they can continue treating you however they want to treat you. The third way a narcissist will apologize is by saying, sorry, but. And usually after the but, there will be some form of blame shifting, maybe gaslighting, flipping the script, etc. And it's like they say, anything after the word but, anything before the word but, you can probably disregard. And when they say, sorry, but this person made me do it, or sorry, but it's really your fault, that's flipping the script. That's blame shifting, that's not taking accountability, that's not taking any ownership, and it's certainly not changing their behavior in any kind of positive way. All of these so far are very bad. Now, the fourth version of how they will apologize is more of a guilt trip apology, and it's not genuine either, but they will say something like, sorry I'm not perfect, or sorry I'm not as good as you are, or sorry I can't do anything right. And these are versions of the guilt tripping and playing the victim version of an apology. And this is to throw the pity party for themselves. And they'll say, oh, and they want you to think because they can't live up to your standards, they want you to feel bad for them. And they're playing the victim with this too. And they're acting as if your standards for yourself and how you want to be treated are just too much. So they exaggerate and they go over the top and say, Sorry I'm not perfect. Or sorry I can't do anything right. Or I'm not as good as you are. Sorry. But these are all patronizing, and they're not genuine in any way. It's just a way to play the victim, to guilt trip a little bit, and it's a way to get you to stop calling them out again in the future. But again, like the other three versions of the apology, no accountability, no ownership, no taking responsibility, and no changed behavior. And I've talked a lot about here about how the narcissist will apologize, of course, but what is a good apology? That's something good to go over as well. What's a good one? A good apology is saying sorry, taking accountability for what you did wrong, and then most importantly, changing the behavior. That's the elements of a good apology. It's not so difficult to say. The changing the behavior part can be more difficult, of course, but if we truly care about somebody, we will try. And our actions will determine how much we are really trying to begin with. I would say at the very least, you want to see genuine effort on someone else's part, and that can be hard to measure, but you can usually tell when there's genuine effort being made. So to reiterate that, they will say they're sorry, take accountability, okay, when I did this, it made you feel like this, I'm sorry that it hurt you, I'm going to try my best to do better in the future. And then ideally, you do better in the future. That's the way to apologize the right way. And to go over the video here again, the 4 ways a narcissist will apologize. 1, I'm sorry that you feel that way. 2, I'm sorry that wasn't my intention. 3, I'm sorry but, and after the but will usually be some form of gaslighting, blame shifting, or flipping the script. Or, number 4, the guilt trip apology. Sorry I'm not perfect. Sorry I can't do anything right. Sorry I'm not as good as you are. All of those are to play the victim and to guilt trip in the hopes that you won't call them out again in the future, and they are making it seem like your standards and your expectations are too much. They are too much for the narcissist to handle, so they got to exaggerate and guilt trip and play the victim, so you won't call them out again later. That's the elements of a narcissist apology. And again, a good apology is saying sorry, taking accountability, and then changing the behavior in question. Because the only real apology is changed behavior. I can't reiterate that enough. And at the very least, genuine effort to change behavior. Because I know in the case of some addictions, it's not always as easy. But at the end of the day, if we really want to do something, our actions will show what our priorities are. And we will see, okay, that person's putting in the footwork to trying to change. They're really trying. And in most cases, you can see that. You can see the footwork being done. If you got this far, please remember to like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and comment below if you've heard these kinds of apologies before. And if anything, has anyone heard any genuine apologies from a narcissist? That would be interesting to hear about too. You can include that in the comment sections as well. Also, share this video with others that you think might be able to identify with what I talked about here. And I'm sure a lot of people can, because if you've been in relationships with a narcissist or had narcissistic parents, you're probably pretty used to hearing some of these, if not all of these. And with that, thank you very much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.